You have been waiting for a sign. I just want you to consider, what if this is it? What if you found this video because something is actually ready to move? Hello, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome. I'm so glad you are here. I'm Light Veil Tarot, and this is a safe, slow space for readings that actually go somewhere. Today, I want to talk about something that comes up in almost every reading I do, and that's the idea of divine timing. Which I know, that phrase can feel a little like a consolation prize sometimes, right? Like when things aren't happening as fast as you want them to, and someone says divine timing, and you just want to scream a little. I get it, loves. I really do. But what came out in today's cards is something a little different. It's less about waiting and more about what's actually happening underneath the surface while it looks like nothing is happening. So let's get into it. Okay, so I pulled three cards this morning before anything else, before coffee, before I even really woke up properly. And honestly, light workers, when I saw what came out, I kind of just sat with it for a minute. Let's see the first card. Oh, it's a hangman. The hangman in the past. Let's see the next card. Temperance. Temperance in the present. And let's go to our third card. It's wow, the Wheel of Fortune in the future. If you know these cards even a little bit, you might already feel what the story is. And if you don't know them, that's completely fine as well. We are going through it together right now. Let's start with the past. So, the hangman, the season of suspension. So, the hangman in the past. And first, let me just say, if you have been in a hangman season, I see you, because this is genuinely one of the most frustrating cards to sit with. The figure in this card is literally upside down, suspended, not going anywhere. Doesn't look like very inspiring, right? But here's the thing that always gets left out when people talk about this card. The hangman isn't stuck. He chose to hang in there. He is not being held against his will. He is in a deliberate pause, waiting for something to become clear. And the look on his face, in most decks, he looks completely at peace because he knows something is coming that's worth the wait. For you, loves, this past position is telling me you have been in a season where things just weren't moving. Maybe a plan stalled, maybe a relationship reached a plateau, maybe you have just had this low level sense of being stuck in a place like everyone else is moving forward and you are hanging there watching. And it's felt, honestly, a bit disorienting. Just as the saying goes, sometimes the bravest and most important thing you can do is simply show up and be still. The world moves whether you push it or not. But, and this matters, you are still here, you stayed in it, you didn't give up, you didn't burn it all down, you just held on and kept trusting something even when you couldn't name what it was. That's actually a lot. That's the hangman superpower, radical patience, and it's about to pay off. Trust me. Temperance, the alchemy happening right now. Okay, loves. Temperance in the present. And this is where it gets genuinely exciting. So stay with me. Temperance is the card of alchemy. There's an angel on this card, and they are pouring water between two cups, back and forth, not spilling a drop, completely in flow. And the meaning underneath the image is something is being mixed right now, blended, refined. Two things that separately weren't quite right are being combined into something that actually works. In plain terms, light workers, temperance in the present means the universe is working on something for you right now. in this exact moment, even though you can't see it yet. The timing looks like nothing is happening, but underneath there's alchemy. Things are being arranged, pieces are moving into position that had to be in exactly the right place before the door could open. As the saying goes, alchemy was never really about turning lead into gold. It was about the transformation of the self through patience, deliberate work, the belief that something of great value could emerge from what looked like ordinary material. I also want to say something about temperance that I think is really important. This card is about moderation, yes, but more than that, it's about flow. It's asking you not to force things right now, not to white knuckle the outcome. The angel isn't straining to pour that water, it's completely effortless. And there is a message in that for you specifically. The thing you want, you don't need to fight for it right now. You need to stay open for it. Is there something you have been trying to force lately, loves? A timeline you have been trying to control? A person you have been trying to make see something? Temperance is gently, very gently, suggesting you loosen your grip just a little, because what you are actually doing by gripping that thing very tightly is slowing down the very thing you want. Let the alchemy work, okay? Now the wheel of fortune. The turn is coming. And there it is. Wheel of fortune. Lightworkers, after the hangman's suspension and the temperance's quiet alchemy, the wheel of fortune in this future position is one of the most encouraging things I can see in a reading. The wheel is exactly what it sounds like. It turns. It doesn't stay in one place, and for anyone who has been sitting in stillness in that hangman's energy, feeling like nothing is shifting, the wheel in the future is the universe saying, your turn is coming. Not eventually, not in some vague distant future, it's in motion right now. The thing about the wheel of fortune is, it doesn't give you a lot of notice. It doesn't announce itself, it just turns. And suddenly, things that were closed are open. Opportunities that didn't exist yesterday exist today. People who weren't in your life walk in. The shift, when it comes, is going to feel quick, even though you have been waiting for it forever. As the saying goes, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity, and the wheel of fortune doesn't visit people who gave up, it visits people who stayed ready. So here's what the whole reading is saying, loves. You were in the suspension, you held on through it. Right now, underneath the surface, something beautiful is being mixed together just for you. And who's coming? What's in the future position is movement. Real movement. The kind that makes you look back at the hangman season and understand finally why it had to take exactly as long as it did. This is your sign, the one you have been waiting for. You just found it. Before you go, one tiny thing I want you to do. Tonight, or wherever you next have a quiet moment, just write down one thing you have been trying to force, one thing you have been gripping too tight, and next to it, write, I'm letting the alchemy work on this. You don't have to believe it fully yet, just write it, see how it feels. I love doing these readings for you, lightworkers. I genuinely mean that. Every single time I pull cards, something lands that I wasn't expecting, and it reminds me why this practice is so. I don't know, it just feels true. It always feels true. Drop a comment below. Tell me where you are right now. Are you in the hangman, the temperance, or does that wheel feel like it's already starting to turn for you? I want to know. I read every single one and I always write back. See you in 2 days, loves. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.